Friday afternoon. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins.
And I'm 10 Tampa Bay Meteorologist Colleen Campbell.
And it's Friday.
We made it.
We did. Yes. It's a beach day out there.
Oh, 100%.
Tomorrow is a beach day as well. I mean, this weather's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's very warm. I went outside. I was like, it's a little too warm for me. I'm going to be honest.
It is. It's mid to late April is what it's like out there.
Yeah.
Low to mid 80s. In fact, we've got numbers that are even more than that. You know what? I didn't even have that in here. What am I thinking? Here, let's take a look at the current temperatures out there. These are the numbers coming in. And some of these numbers have actually come down with a little bit of a sea breeze. But we've got 87 degrees right now in Bartow, 88 out in Frostproof. We were 89 at one point, I think, out in Sebring. So, yeah,
wow.
We've had some really, really warm numbers. Now, Tampa itself made it up to at least 83. I saw that when I haven't seen anything higher than that. But 83 is typical average high temperature for the middle of April.
Right.
All right, so this is very warm. And, of course, you can see right there along the immediate coast we actually have those cooler numbers. And that's because that water obviously is cooler. But some of our readings have been coming in. The automatic number from Pier 60 is about 64 degrees now. I'm seeing a lot of numbers around 67 and a half, almost 68 degrees for water temperatures. And when we were talking last week, we were expecting mid to upper 60s by this time. And just about there. So it's still chilly for our standards, but if you have friends or family coming in from up north, they might not even complain about it.
Yeah, I think they'll be pretty happy.
Yeah.
So, beautiful.
And it is nice. Lots of sunshine out there. We saw a few patches of fog the last couple of mornings. Not a whole lot out there. We have no weather impact alerts in effect right now until we get to Tuesday morning when we're talking cold air. So 81 degrees right now in Tampa. We've got dew points in the 60s, and you can see those temperatures. In fact, let's move in here just a little bit closer.
I'm curious if we'll have to see what Lakeland's record high temperature is for today, because I'm sure it's close.
It's got to be close. 88 degrees right now. That's the current air temperature. Plant City, did I see Plant City at 90? That sensor runs a little warm, but I think I saw it at 90 degrees today. 86 right now is current temperature. Fishhawk 84, 82 in Land O'Lakes. But look at the 70s, low to mid 70s up and down the beaches. Although we do have 80 in Trinity right now and 80, was that 83 in Port Richey? One of the warm spots. So, yeah, the automated numbers coming in at 64 in the water, but again, that is a little bit on the warmer side. We have a frontal boundary and some rain up to our north, but that's not going to affect us. We're gonna kind of park that up there for the next couple of days.
I know.
Yeah.
It just doesn't want to come down and visit.
No. Now, look, the northern panhandle in southeast Georgia is in a drought as well.
Yeah, which is surprising because I feel like they've had more rain than we have. But,
well, they have. It's not as bad as us.
Right.
But they are getting some rain.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the worst part of the drought for Florida and outside of our area is right in here. And most of that rain is going to stay north of there. But I think tomorrow they'll actually have a better chance. And then Sunday, this frontal boundary kind of get reloaded, and that will push all the way through the Tampa area. And that's Sunday morning. Okay, that's our next chance for rain. So between now and Sunday morning, we are dry. There are the high temperature forecasts today. We'll see how close we got. Bartow very close to the 90-degree range with Wauchula and Arcadia. But you can see just barely getting 80 right there at the beach. Now, tonight, quiet night, a little bit of patchy fog after midnight. That's what those lines mean, 1 a.m., 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And then 60s, low to mid-60s.
Yeah, pretty light winds. More of a southeasterly wind by tomorrow morning, whereas this morning we had southwest, but... yeah, we'll see if we get that fog,
Yep. I think we'll go southwest. We did not have as much fog the last couple of mornings because we didn't cool off enough. We kept a little bit of a southerly breeze that keeps the temperatures up. The dew points were about, say, 64. The low temperatures were like 66, 67. They weren't matching.
Right.
So you weren't getting down to that saturation level, we call it 100% humidity. Now, tomorrow, right back to where we were today. Low 80s in Tampa. Upper 80s inland locations. Again, just a little bit of fog in the morning. And then we burn all that off and we look good. These are the high temp forecasts for tomorrow. Look at those. 90 in Wauchula, just about there for most areas in Polk County. That's wild for this time of the year.
Absolutely. I'm not for it. I'm more the person at the coast. If I had off today, I would probably go to the beach. I think that's the call.
Close to 80 in St. Pete for a high temperature for tomorrow. Boating, you can see we've got south to southwest winds today going around 10 to 15 knots. And we've had that basically all week, or at least the last 3 days or so, okay? This is the forecast for tomorrow And it's very similar, all right? This is the morning hours. It's a little south-southeast, but generally a south to southwest wind. 10 to 15 knots, maybe. But closer to 10 more than anything else. I think tomorrow has a little less wind. I think that later in the evening, though, with the frontal boundary approaching, we tend to see a surge in wind.
Right.
So we're going to keep it with south to southwest winds at 10 to 15 knots for tomorrow, which means 1 to 2 foot seas out there.
Wear the sunblock.
Yeah, UV index 7 to 8.
Not many clouds out there to help you out. Yeah, it's.
So here's our rain chance, and remember we're talking it's up across the deep south, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. That's 4 o'clock tomorrow. We're nice and dry, no issues, beautiful day. That is 9 a.m. on Sunday, and in fact, that's most of the rain's already through here. We're thinking probably closer to about 6:30 in the morning.
Right.
Especially for the Tampa and northern Pinellas County area.
Yeah.
And then by 9 o'clock, it's moving south of I-4, and then this right here is 3 o'clock, and it's well to the south. It's down towards Lake Okeechobee. So that is good news, at least for your Sunday, because it's not going to be a rain out.
Right.
But all these lines you see here, equal lines of pressure, that makes wind. And you see the white there? That is snow. So this cold air
I was looking
coming
at that.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with the difference between this low that you see right in here and there's a high pressure sitting over here, and the in between's the difference. And counterclockwise around the low, right, comes around like this. Clockwise around the high comes around like this, and then you get this in here. All right, and then that gives you a lot of wind. And because it's north to south, it's cooler wind, and that's where we're getting our cold shot from. And then we actually, as we go through next week, I mean, this is Tuesday evening, I should say.
Back to that high.
Yeah, high pressure right here, right? Light winds, clear skies, very dry air, low dew points. Temperature can really drop out. So Tuesday morning, it will. And Tuesday morning will likely be the coldest. And we're talking many areas around here will be near freezing. We'll probably get some freeze watches again Tuesday morning. But then we warm things back up. And look at this. This one gets interesting to me because this is Friday of next week, a week from today. We'll see. The model may change a little bit.
Yeah.
But this is the frontal boundary, right, with the rain. And the latest run says this doesn't even make it in here. All right, so let's go back. You see the first one there? It does make it in here. Not only does it make it in here, but it goes all the way south to Miami, okay? Then it says the next one gets here and then stalls. Ready? See that? Just kind of falls apart. And then it backs up across the southeast again. And then we try and do it again. That is a little bit of a pattern change. Right? In the fall, and especially in the wintertime, we get these fronts to come all the way through. We've certainly seen a lot of it this year with the cold air. Not a lot of rain. It's been cold, dry air.
Right.
But now we're starting to shift the pattern to where the fronts won't even come through. Now, we are not in April or May, right? But the warm air, it's April-like-ish, that's the type of pattern I would expect in April. You just stop getting cold fronts to come all the way through.
Right.
And then eventually you just don't even see fronts until October, November, right? So this pattern is a little premature for this time in the season, but it is certainly something that makes sense. And so, unfortunately, that also means not a lot of rain for us.
Yeah. Yeah, we're really hurting. Oof.
Yeah, so it's going to be on the dry side. Here's the wind. I'll back this up just a little bit.
This is where Dave needs to pay attention.
Yeah, Dave's taking the kayak out tomorrow. Tomorrow's a great day for that.
Yeah.
Sunday is not. Here is Saturday night. Well, let's just go to the afternoon, right? This is Saturday afternoon, 3:30. Southwest winds 10 to 15. All right, not a lot, but a little bump in the afternoon.
Yeah.
This is Sunday morning at sunrise. All right, winds starting to pick up already, but look out over in the Gulf. In the Northwest Gulf, you can see it's already starting to pick up. And then certainly, let's back this up, right around 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, winds pick up in the 20s, gusts in the upper 20s. And then as we move through the afternoon hours, gusts are in the 30s.
Right.
And most of the winds around 15 to 25 miles per hour, just a steady wind.
Yeah.
And highest along the coast, too. So Port Richey, Hudson, Newport Richey, Tarpon Springs, it's going to be a windy day.
Yeah, any boaters that are kind of waiting until the rain passes to go out, I wouldn't do that. I would just go out Saturday, have your fun, and then Sunday just don't think because the rain's ending, it's going to be a nice day.
We will have small craft advisories on Sunday.
Yeah,
we might get gale warnings out in the Gulf.
Right.
20 nautical miles further out, so we'll have to see. But Sunday is not a boating day.
No.
You don't want to do that. But that is what's bringing in the cooler air. And so we're going to be bringing in the cooler air, and then By the time we wake up on Monday morning, this is still the wind, still gusting in the upper 20s.
Yeah.
Now the temperatures at this time are in the 40s. So
It's going to be brutal.
Yeah. So say even 48 degrees, but a wind that's 15 to 25 miles per hour, that's going to make it feel like 35 degrees.
Yeah, about 10 degrees colder.
So we're going to have a wind chill issue on Monday morning, which we might have to do a weather impact alert for that.
Right.
And then as we get into Tuesday morning, it just gets even, the wind dies down, but then it gets even colder. So here's where you wake up on Sunday morning. Nice, 64 degrees. That's the next couple of mornings. That's actually well above average. Right. Excuse me, so that's warm. Then it's 46. We flipped those numbers on Monday morning, but remember, we still got winds 15 to 25 miles per hour, so that's where it's
Right.
going to feel like it's in the 30s.
Yeah.
And then look at Tuesday morning, light winds, but air temperature 38, 39
down.
degrees for
Yeah.
Tampa. Below freezing, Hernando, Citrus County in some spots. Polk County right now, the numbers are looking like 32, 33 degrees.
Yeah, very close to freezing.
So these are the wake-up temps on Tuesday. Wednesday's a little bit warmer, but not by much. Like, if you look at this, and if you have any plants that are still alive that you were able to cover outdoors, you're doing that early, for a Tuesday morning, right? Monday afternoon, Monday night, you want to do that because Tuesday morning, we've got near freezing temperatures up here, and most of Polk County is going to be near it. Even strawberry growers are going to have to watch this.
Yeah, this is where it gets tricky because after a week like this, you're like, oh, it's warm, it's sunny, we broke our
Yeah.
pattern. And so, yeah, if you're somebody that didn't really grow up here, it can definitely catch you off guard.
Definitely can. And so then we have our weather impact alert for Tuesday morning. Again, we may actually put one up for Monday because of the wind and the temperature combined. Wednesday, we could potentially have one. It's not going to be that much warmer than Tuesday morning, but then after that, we're looking good.
Yeah.
All right, 4:42. Let's go to break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about some national weather. We got some wildfires out west. We'll show you some of that video coming up.
This autumn, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Save up to 20% during California Closet's Autumn Upgrade event, making it easier than ever to transform your space with our select finishes. Whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or garage, our designs are about more than organization. They're about creating space for what belongs. We call it practical magic, expert design that feels effortless. Visit one of our 3 Tampa Bay showrooms or schedule your complimentary consultation today at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
With a fresh new look and over 60 years of keeping Floridians comfortable, Cool Today is the name to trust for fast same-day service. Cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Our friendly expert technicians take the hassle out of home repair today. And Cool Today is here for you tomorrow, too. That's why we're introducing a parts and labor warranty on select AC systems for a lifetime. For cooling, plumbing, or electrical service, get the best from today and for years to come. Cool Today.
Windows are created and installed with different levels of quality. You need quality that can withstand the tropical climate. Our installers only install PGT custom windows and doors, so we are the go-to experts. Don't take my word for it. We have been named Best of Tampa Bay 3 years in a row, Reader's Choice in Sarasota 3 years in a row, and nationally recognized as Window and Door Dealer of the Year. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Give WeatherTight Windows a call today, and don't forget the cookies.
I was driving when a Ford pickup truck barreled into me from behind, sending me to the hospital.
I knew my husband was going to need an excellent attorney, so I called Dan Newland.
I'm so glad my wife called Dan. Dan really fought for me. He won my case and got me $650,000.
If you've been involved in a car accident, allow me to fight for you. Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Thanks, Dan, for winning my husband's case.
All right, welcome back. Let's talk a little bit now about some wildfires out west. Take a look at this. This is the Great Plains area getting hit with dangerous fire weather. So obviously they've been in the drought, but when you get dry air, really dry air, and wind, you get those dangerous drought conditions. This is the 3rd day in a row that they've had this. Now firefighters are battling more than a dozen wildfires that scorched tens of thousands of acres.
Yeah.
And of course, it's forced evacuations in the region. In fact, the largest is called the Ranger Road Mega Fire. You know it's big when it has mega in it. It started Tuesday in Oklahoma and then spread to southern Kansas. It's
Look
burning
how dry
area.
everything is. Jeez.
I mean, that's burning area nearly the size. It's actually a little bit bigger than the size of Chicago. Twice the size of Chicago.
Yeah.
So that's just huge. And other fires have broken out across the region, including several in Texas as well. So This morning, the current weather conditions are making it hard to contain the flames. Here's Reed Binion. He's a reporter out there, and he's got more on these fires.
The Great Plains got hit with dangerous fire weather conditions for a third consecutive day Thursday. Firefighters battling more than a dozen wildfires that have burned tens of thousands of acres and forced evacuations in the region. The largest of them is the Ranger Road megafire. It started Tuesday in Oklahoma, then spread into southern Kansas. Since then, it's burned an area nearly twice the size of Chicago. Another wildfire broke out in Woodward, Oklahoma, and destroyed structures. One home nearly consumed by the blaze saved after firefighters managed to stop the flames just inches from the structure. Since Tuesday, other blazes have broken out across the region as well, including 2 in the Texas Panhandle, the Lavender and 8-Ball fires. Weather conditions complicating the job of containing the flames.
The wind in our minds for any firefighter is the devil, and right now, again, the winds are high. We're expected to have high winds in the next couple days.
The Texas A&M Forest Service said that as of Thursday evening, the Lavender Fire had burned more than 18,300 acres. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Wow.
It's amazing.
The Texas A&M Forest Service is just awesome. They do so much work out there, but man, it really looks bad with the fire.
I can imagine it's so dry out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They always have their hands full.
And some of those things are so flammable, like pine. I know I think it was called pine straw when I lived out there.
Oh, yeah.
East Texas had a ton of it. And they would tell you, make sure that you keep that away from your house because,
can go up very quickly. Yeah. And so we were talking earlier today, obviously there's a drought situation out there, but it's not just the drought because you end up in situations where you have basically different air masses moving through over the drought area, right? The drought is something that builds over time. You don't get a lot of rainfall, and that's really groundwater issues, right? But then you have fronts coming through. Sometimes it's warm and muggy. Sometimes it's cold and dry. Sometimes it's cold and dry and windy.
Yeah, and you get a lot of that wind rolling off the Rockies, at least in Texas and Oklahoma, and that can really create.
And look at the drought that they have there, especially in southern Oklahoma and just north of Dallas.
Right.
In Texas. So yeah, that's going to be, and it's normally kind of windy out there at times as well. When that air is coming down the east slopes of those Rockies, it dries out. So lower humidity and it's a lot of wind.
Right
over top of those drought conditions. So it's going to be very, very dangerous. You see the southeast. Look at South Texas. And then, Georgia and Florida, one of the driest in the whole country.
Yeah.
We really are. 98.8% of the state of Florida is under a drought, some sort of drought. And it's 85% of that is severe or higher. So that is a pretty good drought that we're having. Hopefully things will change up just a little bit. La Nina and El Nino, those affect the storm paths. The storm paths have been further to the north. We need it to be further to the south. That typically happens when we have El Nino.
Right.
La Nina is what we're in right now.
Right.
But we are coming out of that.
Yeah.
And we think that by summertime we'll be neutral, right? Which also kind of leads, if that's the case, when we lead into hurricane season, June and July, we may have an increased chance for hurricanes because we're in a neutral phase.
Right.
Right? But by the heart of the hurricane season, we're thinking El Nino develops, which means more wind shear, which means by the time we get into the thick of the hurricane season, we may actually have less storms.
That'd be great.
We're not forecasting any of that stuff right now, but what we
Right.
do forecast is El Nino and La Nina, and we know we're going from La to El.
Right.
And that should eventually help hurricane season. Just depends on the timing right there.
Yeah.
In fact, if you look at locally our drought numbers, you can see the difference between last week and yesterday. Yesterday is when they updated it.
Especially for those areas south of I-4, they're really hurting.
Yeah, and just filled in there a little bit more, these areas all in here. Citrus County did improve, and that was from last Sunday's rain. So just a little bit, not much. But right now, at this point, it would take about 12 to 15 inches of rain here in our area to get rid of this drought. All right? We do not see, that's a tropical system. In fact, we can have tropical storms come through with 6 inches of rain.
Yeah.
Right? That could be 2 tropical systems. But we will, so that's what I say, will we improve? There are some chances that we improve the drought before we get into the rainy season. But we're not going to get out of it. I don't see anything like that between now and May, really. So we shall see. All right, 4:50, let's take one more break. We'll come back and we'll look at that 7-day forecast.
This autumn, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Save up to 20% during California Closet's Autumn Upgrade event, making it easier than ever to transform your space with our select finishes. Whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or garage, our designs are about more than organization. They're about creating space for what belongs. We call it practical magic, expert design that feels effortless. Visit one of our 3 Tampa Bay showrooms or schedule your complimentary consultation today at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
I was driving when an 18-wheeler turned in front of me. I locked up my brakes, bam, slid dead into the truck. Bloody and hurt, I was loaded into an ambulance, and that's when I put out my phone and called attorney Dan Newton. Dan jumped right on it. He was in my corner the whole way. He fought the fight from beginning to end and got me $1 million.
Involved in a car accident? Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Dan, your awesome team deserves 6 stars. Thank you for winning my case.
With a fresh new look and over 60 years of keeping Floridians comfortable, Cool Today is the name to trust for fast same-day service. Cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Our friendly expert technicians take the hassle out of home repair today. And Cool Today is here for you tomorrow, too. That's why we're introducing a parts and labor warranty on select AC systems for a lifetime. For cooling, plumbing, or electrical service, get the best from today and for years to come. Cool Today.
Jeopardy is for everybody.
That's amazing. Oh, yeah.
With players just like you.
Paramedic, a retired teacher, psychiatrist.
I'm a little bit competitive.
That's the spirit.
Watch their victories.
We have a giant killer.
And heartbreaks.
Oh, no.
The next super champion could be anyone.
It's almost like a superhero origin story.
It could be you.
Oh, wow.
It's all happening on Jeopardy.
Jeopardy weeknights at 7:30, right here on 10 Tampa Bay.
7:30. All right, 4:52. Let's talk rain chances. It's dry tonight, dry tomorrow. That's good. Some shower activity up in the Panhandle, but not for us. And then this is getting a little bit more.
Looks a little bit better than what it did.
I mean, it looked like this initially, and then it dropped down to maybe 20% chance.
Yeah.
We didn't drop that far. We still think about 30 to 40%. We're going to keep it at 40% for Sunday morning. But then that's it. And then we showed you on that long-range model, was kind of trying to stop it for next Thursday, trying to come here Thursday to Friday.
Yeah.
And so most of next week looks dry as well. In fact, let's take a look at the rainfall now. This is the European forecast model. The GFS is not that far off, but the GFS is still just something wrong with it. That is 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Panhandle, Southern Alabama, Southeast Georgia, South Carolina, some pretty good rain for them. Wilmington's getting some rain. Myrtle Beach as well. This is Sunday morning at 9 a.m. And the timing is going to change a little bit. I really think that the bulk of this is south of I-4 at that point by 9 a.m. So some of our in-house models are basically saying northern Pinellas around 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So Tampa,